With the recent announcements of the Super Mario Galaxy remasters and the Super Mario Galaxy movie, I think we have to get some new type of Mario Galaxy game. And I think it may even be in the works now, but Nintendo is never going to announce a new 3D Mario game this year because it would compete with Donkey Kong Bonanza. So going back to when Super Mario Galaxy first released back in 2007, it of course became one of the best-selling 3D Mario games, and then Mario Galaxy 2 was also critically acclaimed. It didn't sell as well, but still sold great. But both of these games were critically acclaimed and are still talked about all these years later. That's why we're getting a full-blown motion picture of it. And we got the remaster of Mario Galaxy and the All-Stars Collection in 2020, and now of course the Mario Galaxy remasters of both games coming out soon. It's already been 8 years since the last 3D Mario, and Odyssey 2 coming out is probably unlikely at this point, just because the developers of Bonanza are the ones that made Mario Odyssey. So that's why I think a Mario Galaxy 3 is in the works. I think the movie, and of course the Remaster Collection, is probably hyping up the Mario Galaxy brand to make a new game maybe next fall or something. And I think there's a lot they can do with it. So I'm just going to talk about what I think Nintendo would do, not what I personally want them to do. Because what I would like would just be a true sequel to Mario Galaxy 2. Add in some things from the original Galaxy, like the more expanded hub world, the more story elements, which I think they actually would do, because that is something they've been talking about, obviously having the new Rosalina pages, making a physical book of Rosalina's storybook. So it could incorporate the best elements of both games, of course have another great soundtrack, but I think Nintendo would probably do something a little bit different this time. Instead of making it a linear game like the first two games, I think they'd probably try to make it a little more open. Like Mario Odyssey became the best-selling 3D Mario by far. I don't think Mario Galaxy is going to be as open as Mario Odyssey, but I wouldn't be surprised if instead of just having these individual galaxies that you go to, that they maybe have some bigger galaxies. Like have it so you collect different stars, but you don't go back to the observatory, or maybe you do go back to the observatory, but it's more open. Like there's different ways to explore. I think it would probably be a series of interconnected planets like the original, but instead of just going from point A to point B, you'd have a lot more freedom. That just goes with Nintendo's recent philosophies of making games more open. Obviously, Zelda, Mario, Kirby's gotten a little more open. So that is what I think they would do. I personally, I wouldn't hate that, but I would prefer just more point A to point B, just because I feel like a lot of linear games get a bad rap. Like some people see it as just a bad word in gaming, like linear, it's so bad. But I disagree with that, because that means it could be more carefully curated. Like Nintendo could craft the experience they want someone to have. Like there's so many games that are just great examples of linear storytelling or linear gameplay design that just work perfectly. Like not all games need to be open. I don't think either one is necessarily better. I think it just depends on the game. Alright, so the next thing I want to talk about is when I think this would come out more in detail. I mentioned maybe it would come out in fall, but I want to talk about that a little more. So the movie's coming out in the spring, and I don't think they would release a new 3D Mario that soon if they haven't announced it yet. Usually big 3D Marios come out around October, November, just usually cap off the year, because that is going to be their biggest game like every year pretty much. And it would make sense if that's why they haven't announced it yet. When Mario Odyssey it was technically revealed in the original Switch trailer in 2016, and then it released a year later, but we didn't know anything about it. We didn't get official information about it until the Switch presentation in January, so it was about 9 months from official announcement to release. So let's say the movie comes out in maybe April, and then we get an announcement for November. Like that's 7 months. That's plenty of time for Nintendo to market the game. That would just be a crazy announcement if they had it in the movie. Like imagine they don't actually have a trailer for it at first, but it's just something mentioned in the movie. Like there's a post-credit scene where they just reveal Mario Galaxy 3. Like that would absolutely be insane. That'd be a huge marketing move too. Like imagine people go to see a movie of their favorite game and then get a new game announced in that series. Because at that point it's going to be, yeah, damn, 16 years since Mario Galaxy 2 came out. It's a long time. So I feel like Nintendo would want to do something big if they're going to announce a Mario Galaxy 3. Now for other 3D Marios, because I know there's some people who think 3D Mario is just gone and that Donkey Kong Bonanza is the new 3D Mario, and I just think that's ridiculous. Nintendo's not going to abandon one of their most popular series, if not their most popular series. So a new 3D Mario's coming. It's going to come on Switch 2, whether it's next year, the year after. It's going to happen on the Switch 2, probably sooner than later. But another big one is obviously Odyssey 2, which I personally thought it was going to be, but I'm not sure about that anymore just because of Bonanza. So unless the team was working on 2 games or another developer was working on their own game, I don't think it's likely. Because I don't think Nintendo is just going to have them start development on a new 3D Mario without having anything in the works. If they are doing that, I have to imagine they have another Mario game, whether it's Galaxy 3 or something completely new. I don't think it would be a Sunshine 2, because that kind of seems like not the black sheep, but it's definitely one of the least popular. I don't think they would go with a 3D World, a 3D Land type game just because they've moved away from the really linear, like new Super Mario Bros. Kind of gameplay. And I really do like 3D World, but I just don't think Nintendo would go in that direction again. And then a 64 too, I mean, that doesn't really make sense. I could see a game being in the same style as 64, but I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo also went a completely new direction. Like we saw with Mario Wonder a couple of years ago, where they just made a completely new, not series because it's one game, but a completely new style of game with Super Mario Wonder compared to something like New Super Mario Bros. And Nintendo has been inventive recently. They do get a lot of criticism, and it is deserved to get that criticism with some of their prices, but they are still putting out quality games for the most part. Alright, so now that we got that out of the way, like other possibilities for 3D Mario, which you could theorize endlessly about what it's going to be. If there was a Mario Galaxy 3, I think it would have to tie into the movie somewhat. Like there would be something in the movie that's in the game, because it just would not be a coincidence at that point. Like 16 years, no Mario Galaxy 3, but then when the movie comes out, that's when they make it. I was thinking a lot about why they're just making a Mario Galaxy movie, because the first wasn't really based on a game. It was more just taking a lot of references from the Mario series, like obviously the original Mario Bros, there's some Mario Kart, even Donkey Kong references. And also something with that, now that I'm just saying it out loud, is that did influence the Mario or Donkey Kong series, because that's the first time we saw the new Donkey Kong design, and now that seems to be just his standard design. So clearly the movies have at least some influence on the Mario series. So the Mario Galaxy movie, like, it could be a terrible movie and it's gonna break box office records because it's a very popular game. It's coming off a very successful original movie with the Mario Galaxy movie. And I don't think it's going to be a bad movie. I think it's going to be probably similar to the original, where it's not going to be a cinematic masterpiece, but it's just going to be a nice homage to any Mario fan or any gaming fan. So the movie's obviously going to do well, and Nintendo's going to want to capitalize this on some way. I know for the original Mario movie, I forgot what they did at the time. There was something that came out around the same time. Not a full 3D Mario, but the point is when a new movie comes out, talk about the series is going to be high, because we've seen this many times before. Like recently with the Minecraft movie, Minecraft got so much more popular than it already was for a couple months at least, maybe even a little longer. And Minecraft is one of the most popular games in gaming history, and the movie expanded it even more. The Sonic movies did the same thing. The original Mario movie did the same thing. It just got a lot of people talking about Mario, because everyone knows who Mario is. Like, he transcends gaming. Everyone, whether they're a gamer or not, knows who Mario is. But a lot of people either may have not played Mario games recently, or maybe just weren't thinking about the series and saw the movie and possibly looked into new games, possibly wanted more from the series. So I'm very interested to see what Nintendo is going to do. I think 2026 is going to be a bigger year for Nintendo than we think. The Direct recently wasn't great in my opinion. We didn't get too many new things for 2026. But look at 2018 for Nintendo. Like the year after the Switch came out, we got a bunch of good games. We got Smash, of course, new Kirby game, new Mario Party, new Mario Sports game, and a bunch of other things. Because remember, in Nintendo Switch 2's first year, we're not getting a new Zelda game, or at least not a new main series Zelda game, or even a remake, just the Hyrule Warriors game. So do you think Nintendo is going to go the first 2 years of their new system without making a new Mario or Zelda? Or at least a Zelda in some form, whether it's a remake or new game, or even just a 2D game, because those are a lot simpler to make than something like Tears of the Kingdom or that scale. So in all likelihood, I think a new 3D Mario game comes out next year. I think Galaxy 3 is the most likely candidate. If you asked me before the Direct, before we found out about the Mario Galaxy movie, I would say it's probably just either a new game or it's going to be an Odyssey 2 made by a new developer. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think we're going to get Odyssey 2? Do you think we're going to get Galaxy 3? And what do you want to see? What's your favorite 3D Mario game? If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to like and subscribe as it really helps me out. Also turn on notifications because I'll be making a lot more content on Mario and other Nintendo games. This has been Domain with Game Domain. Thank you for watching.